What's up, YouTube? Now it's Team Fairytooth back today, showing off my Blaster Blade deck. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm not really gonna go over, I'm gonna say the card, but I'm only gonna go over many of the cards that were in my Think Saver deck, just because the reasons why they were in that deck mostly applies to this deck as well. So starting Wing Guard is still Wingo Brave. We have even more targets too for him now, so he's even better. Then for our triggers, we have actually these specific 4 triggers in terms of effects, because all of them have really good effects. So we have a Sion Rider, who, when you're grade 3, Vanguard with Alfred's card name, you're grade 3, so not if you're straight in, just your grade 3 Alfred. When it attacks, you can put it in the soul, and countercharge too. Pretty nice, comes in handy every now and then. For Flogel, because Flogel's insane. For Belinius, because we do have the Alt-Mod Stride, so we can get Belinius off. And then for Avenging Heal Trigger, I just like Secret Loving Healer, because that artwork looks nice. So yeah. Then we have 4 Epona, the new countercharge PG. Just any countercharge PG will really do, personally. 4 Barkle, because it's Barkle. 4 new Wingull. This Wingull, his skill, and it's after an attack where he boosted or he attacked, if it hit, you can check the top 7 cards of your deck. If there's a Blaster Blade card from among those cards, add it to your hand, and then, if you added a card to your hand, put in the soul. It's really, really cool because it only goes in the soul if you add a card to your hand, so it turns into it evens out, basically. You lose a card in your field, but you get an extra card in your hand. So it's nice. Also, because we have a grade 3 Blaster Blade, it helps search out for Stride Fodder. 3 of him, 3 of New K. New K's skill is when he attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Blaster or a Alfred unit on Vanguard or Rearguard, which is cool, he becomes a 10k attacker, so there's that. And also, when a Bedivere is placed in the same column as him, he gains 2k power, so he becomes a 9k booster, which means him and Bedivere hit for 21k, and you can countercharge 1. Very, very nice. And last running 2 Stride Fodder. We're only running 2 because Blaster Blade Exceed searches out Stride Fodder. Therefore, for the most part, you're gonna have other ways to get to your Stride Fodder, and even then, you could be on even if you're not on him, you'll be on Alfred Exiv, who has, he has crit and he can Legion to be 27, which is basically just about stride numbers anyway. So you don't really need stride to win in this deck, at least. And yeah. Also, I'd just rather have the Wingull and Kane, those units. I'd rather have more of those than Sisyphus. For grade 3s, our grade 2s running 3 Lu. Lu's still amazing. 3 Bedivere. His skill is basically the same thing as K, except he's a 12k attacker. And instead of countercharging, he soul charges when placed on the same column. So, he's alright. He can hit, 12k on his own. And then 4 Blaster Blade because it's Blaster Blade. For grade 3s, running 3 Exiv. I prefer Exiv over Oath just because Oath's on right skill is kind of honestly, in my opinion. And with Exiv, this gives the deck the ability to Legion back triggers, which is nice. And also, him and Oath basically hit for about the same numbers. It only would make a difference with cross rides, but no one really uses the cross ride defense anymore. The only deck that I can think of that kind of would use it is Silverthorns, and that deck's cool and all, but it's not, it ain't gonna be meta or anything. And then 4 Blaster Blade Exceed. Blaster Blade Exceed, he is pretty cool. I think he's actually a lot better than Blaster Dark Diablo, honestly. But his skill is when a Saver unit strides on top of him, you counterblast 1, and search your deck for a Blaster Blade unit, add it to your hand. So basically, he searches out for Stride Fodder, since he searches out a copy himself, which is very, very nice. And then on ride or rearguard our call, you counterblast 1, kill opponent's grade 1 or higher rearguard. Very nice. For grade 4s, we're running 2 Alt Mile. Alt Mile gets you whatever you need. Saint Blow lets you pretty much, if your opponent's 3 damage, they have a little hand, or they're 4 damage, they have a little hand. Boom. That's all she wrote. 2 Religious Soul Saver. We have Blaster Blade Exceed now as a Vanguard, so meaning the Blaster Heart requirement is a lot easier for him. And he does power up your guards, and he can power up himself too. He counts because he says choose 3 of your units, not 3 rear guards. So that's pretty nice. So you only need 2 rear guards to maximize its effect. And then one Laser Guard is just a generic kind of G Guardian. It doesn't cost Counterblast unlike other G Guardians we run, so it can come in handy. Then these are all the newer units that we have. So we have the Alfred Saver Stride, which is Counterblast 1, discard a card, Persona Flip. You give a Blaster Blade unit you control 3k power, and it gets a skill. The skill is it can Twin Drive on the first attack of the turn. On the first, so you can't just call a Blaster Blade, call 3 Flogels, and just go for it. Although, that'd be insanely hilarious and broken, but only its first attack. So yeah, it's pretty good. It makes your Blaster Blade even more deadly. If you have Blaster Blade Exceed 2, it becomes a 14k, and then with a 7k booster, 21k. Very nice. They're running Myriad Soul Saver. I think that's the name. It's something Soul Saver Stride. But anyway, this guy, his skill is when he attacks, Soul Blast 3, give 5 of your rear guards an extra 5k power. So he's basically Platinum Azel. He's a very nice finisher stride if you've gone through your your Alfreds, or if that's actually, it can be more effective too. Also, unlike Religious Soul Saver, he doesn't require setup. So you can or other Religious Soul Saver, you have to have the cards in your field before you stride. Him, you can stride him and then call the cards. So he has that advantage. They're running Holy Dragon, Legit Sword Dragon. This card's pretty legit. His skill is once per turn, Counterblast 1. If a heart with Blaster or Alfred, so basically, when you stride him, because we only have Alfred and Blaster grade 3s, switch your deck for a grade 2 or lower Blaster, or Sergeant of Light, call it to your guard circle, and it gets 2k power. So you can call Blaster Blade, or you can call Barkle. You can actually call Barkle with it, and turn Barkle into a 9k booster, which with Bedivere becomes a 21k line. Very, very nice. So yeah, he's pretty cool. He switches out whatever you need. And then lastly, running Assault. Isolde, her skill is, when she's called to the Guardian Circle, if you have an Alfred or Blaster Heart, you Counterblast 1, and it gets 5k power. 5k shield. 5k shield for every rear guard you have. So if you have 5 rear guards, she uses 40k G Guardian. Very, very nice. Very useful. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. It's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely like no, Cancer Gear Chronicle, or as it's known in the community, or like Timely Gear Chronicle, or 7 Seas or whatever, or Night Rose, but it's still really good. It's really fun. I want to say the support's probably no. In terms of new support, it's better than the Kai Legend deck. I'll say that for sure. I mean, Alfred Saver is way better than Novell, without question. And not better than Diablo though. Diablo's insane. At least for its time. But yeah, I mean, it makes Religious Soul Saver a lot more viable. The Alfred Saver is really, really nice. Also, it turns Barkle into a lot better of a card, because you don't have to deal my Sword Blaster and have those awkward have your deck be really awkward and stuff. But yeah, I know that's my build. I'll probably do a build of my Thing Saver as well, just because I mean, I might as well show it off. It's almost the same as this deck, but a little different. But yeah, anyways, this has been Natsu /KBF Team Fairy Tail. Sunny.